G'day folks. Well, the GMT sale is live. Jump on, jump on, jump on. It took about 25 minutes for it to get started. I had some hiccups. I was entering the game code. So basically, if you go to the Inside GMT blog, click on the for sale. Where is info? I got the email. But it should be right down the bottom of this page. No, okay, so Inside GMT, in your email, where is it? Okay, you have to actually, it's in my email. Here we go. Not showing up on the screen, sorry, but it says you need to enter the code, which is GMT. Where is it? GMT. It's so hard to find. Right down the bottom. GMT Sale 2024. All right. The code is GMT Sale 2024. And I had my games in my cart. I have had my games in my cart for several hours, and then I just entered the code and clicked, "Let's do this," and it wasn't working. And I had a panic. I'm thinking, double checking the time, and I'm thinking, okay, so literally I've got Pacific time. I've been watching this and refreshing this, and I planned this. I like to get in early because if you don't know, the earlier you get in, the quicker they process your order. So if you're interested in the GMT sale, jump on now, get in quick, because if you're in the first hour, you'll be the first hour of orders to be processed. I think that's how it works. That's my theory. Okay, so I've been looking at this for a while. I've had my games in my cart for a while. I've been double checking the email for a while, for hours. Literally had my whole day planned around this. It's 10 p.m. at night, so I'm exhausted, but I've stayed up late just to get to the sale. It hits the mark, and literally, I could not, the order code wasn't working. And so I'm panicking. And I'm jumping online, and I jump onto GMT Games fans page, and they've got attached chat. And I'm thinking, well, how else do you find out information from GMT? And other people, then after about 20 minutes of me trying to figure out what's going on, and someone telling me that I was a day early, which did my head in. Who said that? I've got to call you out. Sean said I was a day early. I was like, no, I've literally got Pacific time up right now. It's telling me I'm right on time. Spent 25 minutes trying to figure out what on earth was going on. Then finally someone responded online and said, "Oh, the server's not working." I was like, okay, it's not me. I definitely have the right time. I definitely have the right code. At about 27 past, so literally 8 minutes ago, it worked. So if like me, you've been wondering what on earth is going on, now you can put your code in. Now you can add that GMT Games, where is it? Let me copy paste it in the chat. So anyone else who comes along and watches this, that's the code. Okay, and that's open to everyone. You do not have to be a P500 customer. And just to reiterate, because I'm talking a lot about GMT, I'm not paid at all by GMT. They do not provide preview copies of their games. They don't pay. I'm non-monetized, so I'm doing this just because I get excited about the GMT sale. For me, this is like Christmas. This is my Christmas. This is the most wonderful time of the year, the GMT Games annual sale. Like I said, because I only place an international order once per year, and I've placed it. I have my order confirmation. I can close that now. I'll run you through what I bought. So since I did the video yesterday, I had a short list that got a bit too long, and I had to cut it back. And I went back to Panza, North Africa, thinking about it, did watch some videos, decided not to. I looked at Thunder in the East, and I do this every year, look at Thunder in the East, decided not to. I even thought about Conquest and Consequence and decided not to. What else tempted me? Tanto Monta. I said I was going to get that. Okay, I did some reading. I've been doing some research today and decided not to get that. That didn't make the cut. Why? A lot of people saying it takes the complexity of Here I Stand a little bit too far with unique units and special rules, and that kind of frustrated me about Virgin Queen. I love the simplicity. Well, Here I Stand is a complex game, but you've got common units, and I like it was a good level of complexity. Virgin Queen stepped that up a notch, and apparently people are saying that Tanto Monta takes that a step further, and I didn't like that idea. If I'm teaching people for Here I Stand, it's a complex game. I don't want that extra layer of complexity, so I felt that went too far. I was tempted by Virgin Queen. Like I said, I'd love to get that back in my collection. I went with Versailles. You can see the list up the top here. So I went with Versailles because I think Churchill is a wonderful game. And people have been telling me I think IDJ was telling me I must try Versailles. I love the systems used in sort of this great statesman series of games. Beautiful art. It's a great aesthetic playing, these Mark Herman great statesman games. So this looks really good. Everything from, the board art and style, the card art, and of course the theme. Apparently someone told me I need to watch out for Billy Hughes because he played a role. Billy Hughes was Australia's Prime Minister during much of the First World War. Very, very divisive figure. Billy Hughes had a trade union background, was a Labor Prime Minister, so left-leaning Labor Prime Minister. And in 1916, when Australia was debating whether or not they should introduce conscription, Billy Hughes was trying to endear himself to the British government. And he said, yes, we will introduce conscription. And being a Labor Party leader, most of his members opposing the idea that a Labor Party government, a Labor government, should not be the party that introduces conscription to force working men, predominantly working men, to fight. And his party said no. And Billy Hughes said, well, let's ask the people. And so he took it to a plebiscite, which is a popular vote, not quite a referendum, which is different, but a plebiscite, a popular vote. And the public narrowly voted against conscription. And in protest, he left his party with a number of pro-conscription party members and formed a new coalition with members of the Conservative Party at the time. Hey Todd, good morning. Hey Blue, welcome. Which has the top YouTube channels. Oh, that's awesome. Show me, that'll help my ego, Todd. So let me know what you got. The reason I'm doing this live is because I want to hear from other people. I want to know what you guys bought. I'm really keen to hear what other people are buying in this sale. There's some new items, not new, so I know Next War Iran is on the list. Normandy 44, the new version, isn't on the list. Yeah, let me know what you got. So Versailles 1919. Todd, was this your recommendation or was it IDJ? One of you guys recommended that I had to get this, so that's been bought. I came around. I think yesterday I was saying I don't need another great statesman game, but then thinking about it overnight, I realized, yeah, I do. I do need another great statesman game, so I got Versailles. Okay, and then I had Plantagenet, and I know I said yesterday I don't need another Levian campaign series game, but I really love the looks of this. I didn't. All right, so I'm going to spoiler alert. I did not add this to my cart, but it's very close. It looks lovely. I love the system. Literally just 2 hours ago, I decided, no, I won't get that. I have added Vietnam. Now, yesterday I said I wasn't going to do this because Blue got Rebel Fury, the last 100 yards, 1 and 2. Okay, And Versailles 1919 was my game of the year. Cool, I'm very excited. So Rebel Fury, it looks like the kind of game I'd like to try. So Rebel Fury is a new release. It was top of their, it was one of their, was it one of their best sellers? Oh, sorry, I should go to the actual blog. And this is it, yeah. So this is one of their hot games this summer. I think I'd like it. It's just not a game I'm in a rush to get. I think I said yesterday, it looks quite light, low complexity. I just worry I wouldn't. Look, I'm only picking 4 games, so I had to be very kind of efficient. You're getting boxes and trays. A couple of you're literally getting boxes, game boxes. I've never bought a game box from GMT. Maybe I should. I didn't even think about that. So I've got to think about shipping. My shipping costs $72 US dollars, which is about 110 Australian dollars at the moment. Look, I still come out on top. So Versailles, Vietnam. I said yesterday I wasn't going to get this because I actually read the rule. I didn't read the rules. I opened the rules up. So on GMT Games, you can of course go to, where is Vietnam? It should be at the top because it was pretty pricey, $85. So I opened the living rules up and I started reading through them, and it's pretty hefty. And someone was saying, so I also went to here, and what I love to do, for those who don't know, on Board Game Geek, you can go to ratings, you can go to comments. So I love reading the comments. Take everything with a grain of salt, but this comment by Roger Hyman, a true desert island game. If only my gaming time were unlimited, I will devote the necessary time to the campaign game. So this for me is a really valuable comment. This, Roger thinks this is a desert island game, the definitive game. It was this comment which kind of convinced me that I wanted to get it. All right, so literally at the top, I started scrolling down, Vietnam, strategic encounter, updated the old VG, I was aware of that. Then I saw this, I was like, the definitive game. Way too much errata, that didn't bother me, I saw that. I think I read Chris's comments. What else did I read? Yeah, so then, earlier I read through the rule book. It looked really heavy and complex. And then I watched some videos. So I was watching, who did I watch? I watched, Artie's unboxing. This is a really good unboxing video. So Artwolf doesn't just unbox, he talks about sort of the gameplay and the versions and what this game is about. So I did watch this and I thought, based on that comment and then Artie's video, I added it to the cart. So I will have, oops, I've just lost it. I will have Vietnam coming. And that's, like I said, a friend has got Fire in the Lake. I haven't really done much gaming around the Vietnam War. I think it's a difficult conflict to game / simulate. And I've never been, I guess I'm just wary. I'm wary of attempts to simulate the nature of this conflict. From guerrilla warfare to the sort of the issues of morale, and particularly on a hex encounter. So I think Coin does it well. Fire in the Lake I think does it well because it abstracts the conflict to broad areas of control. This is hex encounter, so I am really intrigued by how it's going to work. Taking the conflict to hex encounters. So Blue's saying he wasn't impressed by the C3I Gettysburg, so did not P400 it, but it seems a lot more detailed. I've only played a couple of games. At Rebel Hue was nice, easy. Yeah. See, I've got, if I want to play some ACW fun, I've got Battle Hymn, which is light complexity Civil War. It's Gettysburg. And I've got In Magnificent Style, which kind of gives me the more detailed theme of Civil War. A bunch of folio games you want better storage for. Yeah, look. Hey, IDJ, I was just talking to you, and I was looking for... do you remember you had that rant, IDJ, about GMT's computer systems? At the start of this video, I talk about how they've stuffed up their ordering system, and it took me 25 minutes of panicking before it finally got working. And I went looking for your video. I couldn't find it. I was searching through your live videos, for the video where you get frustrated about their pre-order system. I thought, yeah, this is kind of, thankfully it was only 25 minutes of panicking and trying to figure out what on earth was going on, but I thought of you, IDJ. Very interactive. I'll have to check that out, Blue. Sorry, I missed your video on Vietnam. Yeah, cool. Okay, so that's coming. Kind of looking forward to it. Like I said yesterday when I looked at this, I was like, no. I think I said no. I think I said I'd never play it. But then watching a couple of videos, oh, they've fixed it. That's good to know. That's this. This is, I assume you're talking about their sort of pre-order system. So what have I pre-ordered? Let's go to P500 and see what additions they've made to the P500 system. I'm trying to think of what I've P500 did. I want to add this. I'm going to add Congress of Vienna. I may already have it. I'm going to check that. And in fact, let's find out. Have I pre-ordered this game? I have ordered one of these. There you go. I've ordered Congress of Vienna. That's good to know. So thanks to IDJ, Ambassador for Gamers, we can now look at this and I can now know that I've ordered Congress of Vienna. Otherwise, as I was just thinking, I was about to add one. What else have I got? I've got, well, Wolfpack is shipping, right? Wolfpack? No, it's not shipping yet. Because I've pre-ordered Wolfpack. I pre-ordered Battle for Normandy, so this should appear. Yep, nice. Where's Wolfpack? Here we go. Mike Botticelli's game. I pre-ordered one of those. Right. So that's great. Exactly how many games you've ordered. Yeah. So I wonder what happens if I order another one. I don't want to test it out. I don't want to break the system. Okay, so Versailles, Vietnam. And, you know, spoilers alert, all my tabs. Oh, you can't actually see my tabs because I've refined the screen. Oh, so you are getting spoilers. Okay. So on my screen I can see my tabs, but on your on the live stream you actually can't see what my tabs are, which is good. It gives you some element of surprise. Helped everyone out because you decided to absolutely 100% support you. And this is why many years ago I defended grognards who complain about game component quality and rules, because if we don't complain, things don't get better. You're struggling to find any games to buy. I can tell you, well, Blue, I was struggling to cut it down. This was a good, like often in the past, like I said, I bought Pacific War and I bought Pacific War and what else? Julius Caesar, simply because they were expensive games that I might play at one time. This year, there are many more games that I really wanted to add to the sale. This would have been a great year. So I had 3 pre-orders. It was, arrived this year. And I could only pick, 4 games, 3 pre-orders plus the one bonus one. And I really had to rein it in. Okay, so looking across, none of these, none of those. Paths of Glory. Oh wait, sorry, I go back. Vietnam, none of those. Where is it? None of these, none of those. Paths of Glory. I have gone for 2nd edition deluxe Paths of Glory. Now I've still got my games set up behind me. I'm going to do a video. We're going to finish this game this weekend, and then I'm going to do some videos on Paths of Glory. Space Corps is, it's great. It's a Euro game. I think you'd really like it, ADJ. Solitaire, John Butterfield solo system. Really interesting game. It's a card hand management, space explorer, well, not really exploring, space factory building, space travel and factory building. Really interesting. Really, really cool decision makings. And if you play solo, Space Corps, I don't think I've played it solo, but it would work really well solo. Oh, Downfall's out of stock. Well, they are. Did I just see they're publishing a 2nd edition of Downfall? I was just on the P500 page. Downfall, 2nd printing. Jump on it. Oh, it's at the printer. So you can still jump on it. John? It's I would not recommend it for solo play. I really struggled solo because basically you're managing 4 hands of cards solo play. But so yeah, but for dedicated $44, it packs a punch in that box. That's good value P500 price. I would recommend it. Ruff didn't like it. €2 gaming for him. It is Eurogame. It is card hand management in space, building factories, striving for victory points, basically. A long way from a war game. So Paths of Glory, as I said, my favourite game, one of few games that I rate 10 out of 10. And I've again thought about this because it's like, should I be buying a game that I already own? And I really did and ah about this. And I just feel that it's my favourite game and I deserve the deluxe version. And what did it for me was when I went to the Paths of Glory to figure out, okay, what's in this deluxe second edition? A double-sided map board with a new historical scenario by Terry Leeds on the reverse side. And I thought, I want to check that out. That's something different and new, including the optional counters. I've got the player's guide, released in 2002, so I don't need those extra counters. But I just thought, as I said, my rulebook is 20 years old now. I've got the 2004 edition. It's grey, it's browning and fading. And yeah, you're going to sell your copy of Downfall. Yeah, look, tough to solo Downfall. It really did my head in, switching between all the 4 factions. You've got it's a 2-player game. When you play solo, you're playing 2-handed, but each player has 2 hands. And the counters, look, if you're playing solo, they're clear enough. They're perfectly clear when you're a solo player what sides you're controlling. But as a solo player, the grey on black and the black on grey really did my head in. I was constantly confused about that kind of stuff. Just really hard to switch mindset. Okay, so Paths of Glory was my 3rd game. Yeah, at the bottom of that. No, where is it? Have I lost the page? Yeah, I think I have. Here we go, at the bottom of that page. And then, okay, so like I said, I've got this, a friend has that. I'm saying no to Panzer, I just don't like the scale. I've got this, don't want that. All right, and then we get to page 2. And not really interested in musket and pike. May look tempted. I was even tempted by Cuba Libre. We actually don't have Cuba Libre, my friends. So me and 2 friends collect the Queen series. I've got 4, I think. Another friend. Look, we've got a lot from the series, but none of us have got Cuba Libre. So I was kind of tempted by this. But if you scroll down, I bought For the People. Now I mentioned yesterday that I had this on pre-order and I cancelled it just because of how difficult it is to get card-driven games to the table. But I'm going to teach the kids. I'm going to teach my son how to play For the People. He doesn't know it yet. He may protest. I'm going to sit him down, get him some chocolate, teach him how to play For the People, because I really want to learn how to play it. I hear pros and cons about this. Again, comment sections are often great for getting a quick snapshot. My favorite strategic level A Civil War game. Liking this game. Took 8 hours to play, but epic. What are the negatives? Look, and again as well, just a shortcut. You can click on like a 3 to find the comments associated with 3. So confused rules, event card mixed with possibility to make any strategy that never fell as fired in the American Civil War. Not for me. The game is a mess. Bad and confusing river rules. Yeah, look, they're comments that I can take with a grain of salt. I respect it's not for everyone, but there was nothing that sort of put me off For the People. The map design, I was looking at this one in particular. I know it's probably been updated, but I'm just really intrigued. I love card-driven, point-to-point movement games. And looking at this, looking at the Mississippi, yeah, it just really intrigued me, and I thought I want to play this and check it out. Okay, so Todd's saying I just saw that. Saw you play Imperial Tide. Poor Man's Paths of Glory. Yep. I chose to plays faster and a tad easier than Paths of Glory. Yep. And if you like Imperial Tide, the reason I haven't invested in Imperial Tide is because I've got. Is it Pacific Tide? It's Greg Smith, right? Greg Smith. Imperial Tide. Imperial Tide. I want to say Greg Smith. It is Greg Smith. All right, so I've got Gregory Smith's. It's got to be a well-ranked game, right? It's not that high. Yeah, Pacific Tide. Yeah, so I've got this. And look, from what I gather, the gameplay is very similar. And I just didn't feel the need to have... And Ostkrieg is the other one. World War II Eastern Front. So Ostkrieg, Imperial Tide, Pacific Tide, they all have the same core gameplay. And I think they're great sort of fast-playing games. I didn't feel the need to have more than one, basically. Aside from the theme, and again, Imperial Tide really interests me by the theme, but having picked up Pacific Tide first, that's the one I'm stuck with. For the People is an all-time classic. Yeah, I know. It's been kind of on my... You know what? I actually used to have... Previously owned. So I previously owned a very old... It must have been... No, it must have been a first printing from 2000, and I never played it. So I must have picked this up in around 2007, held on to it for 3 or 4 years and never played it. So I've actually owned it before and never played it. I completely forgot about that. But not this time. This time it will be played. I'm making a commitment to myself because that's my 4th title. So yeah, that's what I've got. I've got Versailles, Vietnam, Paths of Glory, and For the People. All right, they're the 4 games that I got in the sale. Pretty happy. So as I said, I went through my list, I watched my video again just to see what I'd said and to kind of think about what my thinking was at the time. Now I did go a bit further down. So the 5th game, France 40. I committed to France 40 and I said, yeah, I'm going to buy France 40. And I kind of really want it, but I had to pick 4. And I've already got, like I said, well, look, this is it. So I've already got Paths of Glory, but I've already got the older France 40. And so it's kind of like, do I want the newer version of France 40 when I can play my old version, or do I want a newer Paths of Glory? And again, I kind of like Paths of Glory because it's such an amazing game. I just wanted the newer version. The only card-driven game Blue thought about was Tanto Monta. Too many card CDGs. Yeah, look, yesterday I was 100% buying Tanto Monta, and today I started reading more about it, and just the things I read kind of put me off it because of it's a 4-player complexity. If it was a 2-player complex game, like Pursuit of Glory, I'm glad I own. It's really complex compared to Paths of Glory. But because it's a 4-player complex game, that's 3 other people to have to teach that complexity to. And I know that my friends don't like kind of edge cases in rules and exceptions, and it would be really hard, it would be really challenged to teach that. And from what I read, there's some really important reviews that I read about how someone taught their friends and they hated it. Having loved Here I Stand, they learnt that and didn't like it. And I just thought my group might really struggle with the shift. Chocolate and yeah, this one I kick my son. Yeah, look, I'll build him. I'll make him a I don't know, a fruit smoothie or something. He likes banana bread. I'll get him some banana bread and then sit him down. Now I've got to wait for the box to arrive. Now I'm not going to be able to wait. I'm going to wait for the MMP sale. All right. So what else was I thinking about? None of these. none of these. Like I said, Rebel Fury, I thought about France 40. There it is. It was in, and then it was literally the last item that I took out. Because I was building my cart, and I was like, I've got too many here. Tanto, what's it called? I'm sorry, I forgot the name of it. Tanto Monta went earlier today. And then I had France 40. I even thought about the Barracks Emperors, but look, this is a game that I'm hoping maybe I'll pick up locally. It's really, now we're getting to the lower priority. So the cheaper the games are, the lower priority. So if this is half price, I'm saving $25 US, okay, which is still nice. But compared to, you know, the $45 that I'm saving for Versailles. So that's kind of what I'm thinking. You know, if it comes to a point where I really want to grab a cheaper game, then I can just pay full price for it, or wait until next year, or really encourage GMT to have a twice yearly sale. Keep posting, folks. Let me know what you've got. If you're watching, have you jumped on the sale yet? The code is way at the top in the chat. I'll post it again. And again, reiterating, I am not paid by GMT for this. I do not want money from GMT for this. I'm doing this because I'm excited. So GMT Sale 24. Okay, so Todd said he got some boxes, and so 2-inch deep heavy duty white game box. So that's $6, but that'd probably cost me $20 to ship to Australia. And it would add, oh, look, I'd probably add $10, $15 worth of shipping. I'd love to buy some heavy duty boxes. Oh, they got a 3-inch heavy duty box as well. So I've got some, you can probably see them on the shelf behind me. And I was trying to sort them out earlier today. Yeah, I've got some games in plastic bags that I'd like to get some boxes for. I recently picked up a heap of Revolution Games titles. So I picked up, let me try and find publishers. What is interesting here? Commanders and Colors dice. What did you say you got? Oh, you got some counter trays. So I print my own counter trays. So I'm not buying I used to buy GMT counter trays, and then okay. So the last time I tried to order counter trays, I had to take them out of the order because they needed another box, and they said, "Oh, we're going to have to increase shipping by $50." It wasn't GMT. It was a retailer in the USA, and they said, "Oh, you need another box now because you've gone over." So I had to take out the counter trays, take out 2 or 3 games I wanted to buy to fit it all in one box. Otherwise, it would have doubled the postage, basically. Okay, publisher. I'm looking for Revolution Games. There are 2 Revolution Games companies. Yep. So I got Sellers. Here we go. I recently picked up that. I picked up, so I've already got the Deadly Woods. That's part of the Deadly system. I picked up Pacific Fury, and I don't know much about these games at all. I just really like the look of Revolution Games publications. I picked up Gazala because I recently played Gazala by VUCA Simulations, so I'm interested to see how Revolution deals with it. And I picked up one other title. I picked up 4. I can't remember what the last one was. Yeah, but those 3. Sellers, which is a bold game, the Ardennes, the high point of the Ardennes. Okay, so here's the map, right? So it's just looking at that. Yeah, it was at the 2nd or 116th Panzer Division driving towards Dinant. All right, so just focusing on that area. Pacific Fury. Again, the guy was selling all of these together. This looked interesting. I thought I'd pick it up. Gazala, as I said, wanted to try out the other Gazala treatment, and one other which I cannot remember. Yeah. So what did I miss? What did I not? What should I have grabbed? I'm pretty happy with my decisions. I'm on the fence about the Paths of Glory one, but that's kind of a treat to myself. And because it is pretty expensive, I just figured if I don't get it now, then I'll probably never get it. Because it's, like I said, it's impossible. It's becoming so impossible to buy games in Australia. And when you do find a retailer, so I was in Sydney a couple of weeks ago and popped into a general board game store that focuses. No, it wasn't a Civil War game. I know they do the Long Street Attack series, but this was a Second World War game. It's right behind me. Let me try and grab it. Actually, no, because I'll get lost because I've got so many games there, they'll fall apart. I've got too many folio games to sort through. This is why I need these white boxes. Okay, so looking at the bottom end here, I've never bought a mounted map. I've got friends, as I said, I've got friends who have Labyrinth and a couple of other titles, and they buy the mounted maps. They'll use this sale to buy mounted maps. But I've never been, even for Paths of Glory, I mean, I'm using a handmade map at the moment. Yeah, when I say handmade, you can check out my videos to see the map. So I basically printed that from the files that were available online years ago, because my map was kind of difficult to read at times. All these mounted maps. The CDG solo system, I know a lot of people love it. I just prefer to play two-handed, just for the experience. I know it kind of hides a lot of surprise. You know what hand you've got as the other player. Mounted map. Urban Sprawl. I mean, that is so cheap. I've never played this, but $20. It really intrigues me. It looks colourful, it looks interesting, Eurogamey. Mounted map board by the looks of it. So big GMT counters, nice wooden cubes, decks, a couple of decks of cards there. Bayonets and Tomahawks is awesome. Look, I don't regret. So I loved it, and then I sold it just because hard to sell. And this is the same reason why I don't have Wilderness War. So I love Wilderness War, right? Wilderness War is an amazing card-driven game. Fourth printing, all right? This I rate this very, very, very highly. Is this Mark Herman? Volko Rumka, of course, yeah. So one of Volko's, it was his first game. Brilliant, right? Card-driven game on the French and Indian War, the 7 Years' War in North America. And look, relatively, it's fourth printing, $42. Great game. But I don't own it because, yeah, this is, it's hard to sell the French and Indian War to friends in Australia. I can sell the Reformation Wars in Europe. I could probably sell Ferdinand and Isabella and their Reconquista. There are some things I can sell. It's a struggle to sell the French and Indian War to garner that interest. On Board Game Arena. That's amazing. So let me check that out. I'm logging in on another window just so I can figure it out. So Board Game Arena, boardgamearena.com. Is that what you're referring to? When you say BGA? It's only at 145. It won't print for another few years. Oh, okay. No, I've got a couple of years to start convincing friends. Okay, so this is Board Game Arena. For those who don't know, Board Game Arena is a great website for playing games online. How do I find alpha? I don't play it enough. You can probably tell by my last, oh my goodness, it's been 2.5 years since I played on Board Game Arena, and I was playing Tapestry. Oh, look, I'm in the Australian Hall of Fame. 153rd, whatever that means. That doesn't seem accurate, like I said, because I haven't played it for a while. But we can find a game. We can go games. Feast for Odin, one of my top 10 games of all time. Amazing. Please check it out. Ark Nova, my son's favourite game. We play it a heck of a lot because it's his favourite game, and sometimes it's the only game he'll want to play, and so we play a lot of Ark Nova. He's holding his ransom. I want to find these beta. Let's view more beta games. All right, tell me if you can see it. Tikal is a classic. They're coming out with Tikal, I think it's called Tikal Legends. I don't know what's in it, but this is one of the first games my wife and I bought when we were dating, and we played a lot of two-player Tikal when we first moved in together. And so it's got this kind of nostalgic value for me. Scythe, great game, but I've got the PC game of Scythe. Wow, there's a lot in beta. Oops. Alpha. Is it alpha or alpha? So what's the difference between alpha and beta? Alpha. Can I search for a game? Can I search for bayonets? Okay, probably just in alpha testing. I don't know how it works. Things go, yeah, they may be testing it. It's in the alpha forum. Oh, okay, there you go. So Kelly's saying you'll have to have a certain number of plays for alpha, or you can post in the alpha forum and ask me that way. Cool, okay. Blue saying had no retreat North Africa and couldn't get on with it, and card ergonomics were awful. Jest of Robin Hood also in alpha. I noticed a lot of people playing Jest of Robin Hood. Just the theme. So that was at the top, I'm sure. Here it is, at the printer now, $50. So this is a Fred Saval design. Always great to Jest of Robin Hood. Support YouTubers who design games. Is this Fred's? Has Fred designed other stuff? Fred has. Fred's got a bit of a history. Oh, Red Flag over Paris. Cool. Okay, so a Jest of Robin Hood. I have not looked at this at all. I thought my reaction was the theme doesn't appeal to me, Robin Hood. But I love the art. Who's the art behind this? Developer graphics, Chechu Nieto, Robert Altbauer and Terry Leeds. Cool, cool. Art director, Justin Martinez. That looks very nice. And detailed. So that's the map art. What else have we got going on? I mean, I noticed the cover art. The cover art looks really nice too. Here we go. The cover box. Low solitaire suitability. Look, that really intrigues me. I'm going to look into that. And $50, that's decent for a pre-order. I'm going to look at that in time. Okay, so John picked up Rebel Fury, Norway 1940. Norway 1940. Tell me about Norway 1940. No, oh, the PQ17 expansion. Okay, yep. I don't have PQ17, and you can't get PQ17. You thought about Time for Trumpets, but backed out because a game that big isn't going to hit the table. You're right, but it will hit Vassal. And I would never. I've tried small scenarios. I would never ever play a Time for Trumpets on my table again. It is the kind of game that you need Vassal for. So there are some games, Atlantic War's the same. I've just punched all these counters and I thought to myself, I'm never going to play the full campaign on the actual maps because the administration of Time for Trumpets and Atlantic War, but look, they're chonky counters in a Time for Trumpets. They're nice. You can play a lot of the smaller scenarios, and the smaller scenarios. So in a Time for Trumpets, there's a lot of small footprint scenarios that, still have a good chunk of gameplay involved. And Cataphract, cool. Cataphract. So I still haven't played. I've got Great Battles of Julius Caesar, and I've got SPQR, and Cataphract is the Justinian and early Byzantine era. Second edition. Yeah. Belisarius. So there's some great videos on Belisarius. I've been watching the whole YouTube series on Belisarius. A couple of weeks ago I watched it. So yeah, it's a Great Battles of History, Volume 8. $70, so yeah, good discount. It's making you feel better about skipping a Time for Trumpets. Yeah, huge. I mean, like I said, I like to learn a game by sitting up on the table. So I opened up a Time for Trumpets. I punched it all out. The counters are so thick. They didn't quite. I really struggled to get them in the counter clippers. They only just kind of fit in. And then I played a couple of small scenarios, opening scenarios on the table, and then shifted to Vassal. Yeah, not necessarily too big, but too much admin and you know, I love how Vassal has the movement trails and you administer all that kind of stuff is just in Vassal. Trying to think if I've still got my Time for Trumpets. No, I don't. So I was playing it on Vassal, but then I got a new computer and I don't have my Vassal module for it. Okay. So sorry, I was talking about Wilderness War, an amazing game. But so Wilderness War, Bayonets and Tomahawks. I'm fascinated by the history of the French and Indian War in North America, but I'd love to see a solitaire game. It's okay. This is a kind of, I often don't like dedicated solitaire games, but I'd like to see dedicated. Where's John Butterfield when we need him? Or Ted Races moving towards solo designs. Maybe we can get Ted and John to collaborate on a French and Indian War solo design. I'm making a wish list of specific games that I want. Okay, so you're refreshing, but all prices show us unchanged. Just making sure. Yep. So OK's putting the code in, but make sure you put it. So when you go to like for example, if you add a game to your cart, let's say I add this to my cart, go to cart, this is where you put the code. GMT Sale 2024, and then add it, and then, yep, that will work. Time for Trumpets is unplayed on your shelf. Every time you look at it, your eyes fall on the last Blitzkrieg and you relax. Yeah, look, I've been thinking about Time for Trumpets a lot lately. After playing Wachtam Rhine, I mean, you play monster. I don't know about others, but I play a monster game, and then I put it away, and I feel like I need to have a period before I play it again, and then I return to it. Oh, it worked, James. Cool. Yeah, and I feel like I'm returning back to kind of a place where I want to play a Time for Trumpets. You can play Wilderness War using the CDG solo method. Yeah. Oh, okay. Well, I'm going to put it on the P500 order. Because I just have great... I used to play it a lot back in 2007, 2008, 2009. I used to play it on Wargame Room. Okay, so I actually know what. Yeah, Wargame Room. So for those who aren't aware, this is Wargame Room that I often talk about. These are the downloads for Wargame Room. Wilderness War was one of the early titles they put on here. All right, so all you have to do is download from memory. It was a really ugly iteration. So I had no graphical background. It's just like boxes. But it did the trick if you enjoyed playing the game. Ah, I did not see Zilla's bold comparison. I'm going to have to check that out as well. All right, cool. I'm waiting for the Compass Games. Does Compass Games have an annual sale? Does anyone know? Because I don't have their latest, The Last Gamble. So I have not, okay. Oops, what's going on? I don't have, here it is. I don't have The Last Gamble. And I want to get it. I should have pre-ordered it. I didn't. That's a heck of a lot of money. So does Compass Games have a sale? Seas of Thunder is one of the games I know nothing about. Does anyone know? Michael's asking, is Seas of Thunder any good? Wilderness War didn't thrill you? Yeah. Look, maybe it's nostalgia. It has been at least 10 years since I played Wilderness War, but I just remember I loved Paths of Glory, Barbarossa to Berlin, and Wilderness War. They were the three games that kind of I really liked playing around 2007, 2008, 2009, 2010-ish. It's been a long time. So I know absolutely nothing about Seas of Thunder. Here it is, only 74 copies left. You might want to get in quick. Global Naval Warfare, 1939 to 1945. So basically, naval warfare games just don't interest me. There's a lot of linked articles to this. All right. Seas of Thunder, looking at 36 pages. So area movement, Second World War, global theatre. What have we got? We've got the Gaming Gang, Kuro's here, Once Upon a Game, the War Room. Oh, I haven't subscribed to the War Room. And they like CDGs. Okay, cool. Okay. Well, folks, I might start to wrap it up, but I hope you find success. Most of the rulebooks scenario. Oh, okay. So that's 34 pages, 36 pages, mostly including scenarios as well. Victory of the Pacific War at Sea on steroids. Right. Okay, so folks, again, just to reiterate, I mean, check out the buyer's guide for a good guide. You can click directly on that link, which brings you to games. You can sort by price. That's the way I like to do things. And I kind of prioritize the first 2 pages where I'm making the biggest savings. As I said, make sure you put your code in the top right in the special order code. Yeah, I'll wrap it up here. Good luck. Happy shopping. I hope you all get as excited as I was. And let's hope for a speedy delivery all over the world. I think they should prioritize alphabetical. So they should do like Albania, Australia, and like kind of do all the US orders last. Now, would you put England on E, or would you do sort of United Kingdom last? That's something for you guys to argue about. I don't know. As long as Australia is a priority, because I really want to get these quick and check out my new Paths of Glory. All right, wrapping up. Versailles, Vietnam, Paths of Glory for the people. That's what I've got coming. Thanks everyone for tuning in. Oh, John. So yeah, I got, just recapping. I got Versailles, I got Vietnam, I got Paths of Glory 2nd edition deluxe. So I'll have 2 copies of that now, and I got a copy of For the People. All right. Thanks everyone, and take care.